Raceway Park in Shakopee, Minnesota welcomes the ASA Quick Trip Midwest Tour presented by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. Minnesota drivers have certainly made their mark on the 2008 Tour season, led by point leader and defending race champion Dan Fredrickson.
Fair amount of experience here. Only come here pretty much for the specials once a year at this point, but you know, being on top of the points and stuff, I have to be a little bit conservative in traffic, but certainly still go for the win.
Dan Fredrickson comes in as the Tour point leader, but Dundas, Minnesota's Donnie Reavers is right at home here at Raceway Park. He's the defending late model track champion.
If you can get around this racetrack, I think it helps you really learn how to pass people and you know, learn how to run clean with people. If you to get by them, you know, out here you have to run on the outside, and it's really hard to make your car work out there. So this is something that you work real hard at, and you know, it seems like everything that works good here applies to a lot of other tracks.
This is also a big day for Northfield, Minnesota's Gordy Swanson and the 91 team. They're racing to raise money for the St. Francis Cancer Center, located right here in Shakopee.
For me, it's very emotional. I'm really sensitive. I can even be out in the car and you'll think of somebody that you saw, you know, and you think of them suffering, and you know, I have the privilege of driving the St. Francis car and what it means to them, and it's a special feeling.
It's been a season-long effort involving the 91 team, Community Chest Racing, St. Francis, and the Midwest Tour. And today, a moment to remember. Mary Berry is a cancer patient from England undergoing chemotherapy treatments. But today, she's going for a ride in a race car. With friends and family cheering her on, Mary Berry is on a ride to remember.
We've had a great season raising money for the cancer patients through ASA. They've supported the Cancer Center throughout the season and have really helped us raise money this year. And we hope to be on board for the next year and years to come, raising money for the patients at St. Francis.
Raceway Park is a tight quarter-mile oval where handling can top horsepower. Third-generation Wisconsin driver Travis Sauter is quickest in time trials. Matt Panier, voice of the Midwest Tour, will have some action to call in these qualifying races. The top three move on to the feature. We're green in the first, and it's Wisconsin's Brandon Hill going around in the 34 car. He'll get clipped by Minnesota racer Steve Anderson in the 50. And that's John Olson of Hamel, Minnesota, going around in the 78. Coming to the finish, it's 17-year-old Nick Murgic of nearby Rosemount, Minnesota, the top rookie on the Midwest Tour, ahead of Whitewater, Wisconsin's Russ Blakely and Mound, Minnesota driver Paul Payne.
My dad raced out here for many years and done very good, so I really was looking forward to coming out here and racing tonight, so I'm hoping to get a good finish out of tonight.
In the second qualifier, that's Mark Kraus in the Black 9 car from Stratford, Wisconsin out front. Local driver Brian Turtle holds second ahead of Iowa Speedway Tour winner Tim Schendel. Kraus has the field covered in this one. He'll lead the way into the Shakopee 100, followed by Turtle and Schendel.
This place has treated me well lately. In the past years, we ran the tour cars here. I finished third here one time with that, and I mean, you either hit it here or you don't. That's what seems, ever since I've been coming here, that's what seems to happen.
Fast heats are up next. We take the top 16 from time trials and run two 8-car heats with the fastest qualifiers in the rear of the field. In the first, that's Joey Johnson out of Alexandria, Minnesota, out front in the 51 car. And Johnson will get the job done. He's first to the checkered flag in front of some of the Midwest Tour's finest.
We've been working really hard, so it means a lot to us to come away with the heat race win. So we've been to a couple of these events, and we've only qualified for 2 now. So winning this heat race definitely means a little bit to us.
In the second heat, it's Wisconsin's Andrew Morrissey in the 39 and the 41 of 4-time Raceway Park Track champion Donnie Reavers. Can Reavers get it done on the high side? Behind the leaders, it's a battle involving Brian Roach in the 99, Chris Wimmer's 52, and the 36 of point leader Dan Fredrickson. Coming to the line, it's Morrissey holding off Reavers and taking the win.
Yeah, it's always good to win. We started up front, and I don't know, the car was a little bit tight, and I just, you know, did all I could. Those guys were faster than me, but I just held on the bottom, and, you know, they couldn't get around me. I tried going on the outside, but I don't think there's a very good groove out there tonight.
Drivers have one last shot at making the Shakopee 100. The top two in this last chance race get into the feature. We're green, and it's Brandon Hill out front in the 34 with Minnesota veteran Joe Berthune second in the 26 car. You know Gordy Swanson wants to wheel that 91 car into the show, but this is a tough place to pass, and you're seeing just how tough Raceway Park can be. Brandon Hill will bounce back from that qualifying race spin to win the last chance qualifier, moving on to the feature along with Joe Berthune.
You know, we know where we're at, and we're going to make a few changes, and if we can keep our nose clean, we should end up with a pretty good run tonight, I think.
Up next, a behind-the-scenes look at an ASA Midwest Tour stop and highlights from the Shakopee 100.
Hey, look, a no-fee ATM.
What's an ATM?
Haven't a clue.
Hey, that's me.
By George!
There I am, me again.
It's uncanny, Andrew.
$20 shouldn't cost you $21.50.
Would it hurt you to smile?
That's why at Quick Trip, all our ATMs are no-fee ATMs.
Oh, trade you two of mine for one of yours.
Deal.
To the Powdered Wig Store.
The ASA Quick Trip Midwest Tour aims to make race day a fun day for fans, with face-to-face autograph sessions at every event, as well as sponsor displays and other activities at the track. But in the pits, it's a long, hot day in the sun. That Quick Trip drink cooler is a welcome sight for race teams and tour workers alike.
Sometimes, you know, we have 14 or 15-hour days, and the tech staff, we have a good 4 or 5 guys that are on at all times to help with teching the cars, and that's strenuous work. It's hot days like this really, it just goes to show how dedicated all of our people are with the ASA Midwest Tour.
Shakopee Raceway Park is the shortest track the ASA Midwest Tour will hit all season, and this quarter-mile oval might see some fireworks tonight. We're coming to the green for 100 laps, and it's Minnesota's Jamie Farrell on the inside and the 21 on the pole. The start is clean, and the battle is between Farrell and defending 4-time track champion Donnie Reavers on the outside and the 41. The outside has been tricky in the preliminary races, but it's Reavers taking the lead. Behind the leaders, it's the 55 of Rich Locke. The Muskego, Wisconsin driver is running third. Locke is followed by Jonathan Island in the 77, the 52 of Chris Wimmer, and Steve Carlson in the 66. Carlson is coming off a win at the last tour event at Wisconsin International Raceway. Donnie Reavers is setting the pace and stretching out his lead. Mechanical trouble knocked him out of this race last year, and trouble of a different kind for Joey Johnson as the 51 goes around on the front stretch. Back to green flag racing, and Island is making his move on Rich Locke as the 26 of Joe Berthune goes around. This can be a tough place to race. We're under green again, but Jeff Storm slows in the 25 and he spins. After the restart, Rich Locke will fight his way past Farrell into the second spot, and this will open the door for Jonathan Island in the 77. Last season's Midwest Tour Rookie of the Year, Island gets past, and so will the veteran Steve Carlson. Carlson with tour wins at WIR and Hawkeye Down Speedway in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Island won at Jefferson, Wisconsin this year. He'll take the second spot from Rich Locke, who's having his best run of the season. But Locke will drop another spot as Carlson moves into third place. The laps click off, and Locke holds fourth, ahead of Wausau, Wisconsin's Chris Wimmer in the 52 and the 36 of defending race champion Dan Fredrickson. We're late in the going, and Jeff Storm in the 25 goes around again. This brings out the yellow and a single file restart with lap cars to the back. And a terrible break for Dan Fredrickson. The 36 is smoking, and the point leader will have to go to the pits. And no one is going to touch Donnie Reavers. He comes into the night second in Midwest Tour points and gains a lot of ground in that race with a win in the Shakopee 100.
It's awesome. We've never won a big race at our home track before, so to come here and win, it really means a lot. And like I said, we got a lot of friends and family here today, so that makes it extra special.
The ASA Quick Trip Midwest Tour is presented by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. Special thanks to Skag Power Equipment, Hype Energy Drink, and Pony Express Motor Coaches. I'm Bill Holland with your Midwest Tour online update. Next tour stop, West Allis, Wisconsin, the Milwaukee Mile for the Wisconsin All-Star 100.